Well, this is also a really special day. Just a few minutes ago, at 5 o'clock, our show starts at 5 o'clock every day, and exactly 70 years ago today, 40,000 freedom fighters launched the biggest citizens' resistance fighting attack against the Nazis. And I'm very proud to say that my father was part of that attack. It is called the Warsaw Uprising, and the anniversary again is literally 70 years to the day.
Yeah, and the New York connection to this is bigger than just your father, Rita, because this Sunday there is a mural commemorating the uprising. It'll be unveiled in Greenpoint. The mural features images of 3 resistance fighters, one of them Rita's father, Ryszard Kozabuski.
Very good.
Did I get that?
Very
I
good.
almost got it right.
That's great. Dziękuję bardzo. Fantastic.
Joining us to talk about this, Greg Fryc. He's the president of the Pangea Network. This is an international network of Polish professionals. Greg, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
How did this idea come together for this mural?
Well, it's a natural need to pay tribute and give respect to the soldiers and civilians that fought against the Nazis, which were the greatest evil force in the history of the world. And many Warsaw uprisers lived in the USA and in New York, and they have contributed greatly to our communities and to the wealth of the nation. Yet there is no single monument or memorial commemorating their sacrifice. That's why we have decided to pay tribute to them by creating the first official memorial for Warsaw Uprising in America here in New York City.
Now, why a mural? Why did you decide it's an interesting way to do a memorial? And by the way, I haven't seen it yet, so I cannot wait. Of all the things, my father's been honored, and it's very touching. It means more to me when my dad's honored than me, and to see my dad memorialized is really beautiful. But why a mural on the wall?
Well, one of the reasons it's done in the form of a street art and mural is because the modern form of street art and graffiti was created here in New York City. But not too many street artists here know that graffiti was at one point fighting for freedom and was used as a propaganda tool to fight the Nazis. People like your father have painted the anti-Nazi slogans on the walls of Warsaw Ghetto, and the penalty for that was being shot to the head. And we wanted to pay tribute to the uprisings using a form of the art that was being used by them, but also that has a huge tradition in New York City. And we also wanted to represent the spirit of an artistic neighborhood of Williamsburg and Greenpoint, where it's a mecca for artists these days.
And Pat knows that area all too well.
I was going to say, first of all, the Polish population in Williamsburg and Greenpoint is huge,
and
a very
vibrant.
important part of the neighborhood. And this is not actually very far from where I live. There is this recent tradition of graffiti and street art. This is not going to be confused with that.
No, actually, there is a tradition like that. Graffiti and street art is one of the most efficient ways to advertise in the urban areas these days.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so popular everywhere. And that's why we wanted to make it visible. We really wanted people to know and have Greenpoint represent the spirit of the Polish people, and we wanted them to know that the Warsaw Uprisings lived among us. They were here, they lived in Brooklyn, and they were part of the tradition of this country as well.
I think there's a good kind of code among artists too, that you don't mess up somebody else's art.
No, and especially something like this too.
So
this is something where it's clearly very special. I've seen a couple little diagrams online. Mm-hmm. Why did you pick my dad, and why did you decide to do this?
Well, primarily because he's one of the greatest heroes that existed in Warsaw Uprising and that I had an opportunity to know. He fought bravely, and he was wounded 3 times during Warsaw. He escaped through the sewers. He was 90 pounds and just barely survived the hell of the Warsaw Uprising. But another reason is that he was one of us. He lived in Brooklyn. He was an American upriser. You were born in Brooklyn, and
That's right.
He is Brooklynese. And we wanted to pay tribute to the people that ended up in America, because as you know, a lot of those soldiers, Poland was the 3rd largest army fighting with the Allies in World War II. They couldn't come back home. They couldn't come back to Poland, and they ended up in America because of the Soviets. Poland was under the Russian occupation. That's why they ended up over here, and they lived among us, and they helped to build the communities. Your father was a great engineer as well, and we wanted to pay tribute to our own.
Thank you.
Greg, we just got 20 seconds here at the end. The Sunday event is open to the public?
Yes, the Sunday event is open to the public. We're going to have government official, we're going to have city official, we're going to have a lot of veterans over there, and it's going to start at 5 p.m., so we'd encourage everybody to come over there. We're going to be showing our Warsaw Uprising movie, and it's going to be a great event.
Corner of Driggs and Eckford in Greenpoint.
And it's at at 5 o'clock, right? 5 o'clock on Sunday.
261 Driggs Avenue, Polish National Home.
And I cannot wait to see it. Gregory Fryc, thank you for this tremendous honor to my father and also for honoring the incredible Polish community that we have in New York. We've got 1 million Poles in New York State, so I think it's really awesome. And honoring my dad is honoring all of these great heroes. I can't wait to shake their hands, the ones who are still alive today, too. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. It's an honor. Thank you.